All right, for number 11, it asks us to solve each equation using the quadratic formula. So what I did is I just grabbed it in my PowerPoint because it's already structured with all the steps, and you just have to follow the steps because the quadratic equation is simple by just plugging into the equation. So step 0, put the equation in standard form. Well, in this case, it's already in standard form and equaling to 0. So it's just 2x squared plus 3x minus 1 equals to 0. The a is the value in front of the x squared, which is a 2. The b is the value in front of the x, which is a 3. And the c is the constant, which is just negative 1. The quadratic equation for step 2 is defined as negative b plus and minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So now you just plug it in. Negative parentheses of 3 plus and minus radical 3 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 1 divided by 2 times 2. Okay? Here, you can now just plug this into Desmos to get what goes inside the radical. And in Desmos, when you plug it in, okay, you're going to get a 17 here. All right? So, and for those who don't believe me, here I go. You see how I plugged that in into Desmos? Okay? Negative 1. Okay? And it gets me 17. 3 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 1 in Desmos is 17. That's why the negative 17, that's why the 17 is inside that radical. Okay? This problem does not simplify. Okay? Therefore, you can just have the two solutions as x is equal to negative 3 plus radical 17 over 4, and x is equal to negative 3 minus radical 17 over 4. Okay, there's two solutions. All right, the next problem. Let's put it in standard form. It's already in standard form. 3x squared plus 4x minus 3 is equal to 0. All right, then we want to find the a, which is 3, because that is in front of the x squared. The b, which is the 4 in front of the x, and the c is the constant, which is negative 3. We plug it into the quadratic formula, so it's x is equal to negative parentheses 4 plus and minus radical 4 squared minus 4 times 3 times negative 3, all divided by 2 times 3. And again, let's go to Desmos to see what we can plug in. So that's a 4 squared times, this is a 3 times a negative 3. And we saw that is the value of 52. Let's see if that was right. And I got 80. So let me double check. 4 squared minus 3 and negative 3. It says 52 here. All right. So I think I got my answer wrong. Give me a moment to double check. All right, so this is why we double check on Desmos, okay? So when we plugged it into the calculator, it does actually equal to 52. So it is the square root of 52, right? There's a negative 4 on the outside and it's all over 6. So your two solutions are going to be x is equal to negative 4 plus radical 52 over 6, and x is equal to negative 4 minus radical 52 over 6. These are your two solutions. All right. Okay. Then next, let's do this one. Okay. This is our in standard form. So it's 4x squared plus 4x minus 15 equals to 0. A equals to 4, b equals to 4, and c equals to negative 15. We can plug it into the quadratic equation. X is equal to negative 4 plus and minus radical 4 squared minus 4 times 4 times negative 15 divided by 2 times 4. Okay, well, let's see what the inside the radical simplifies to. That was a 4, this was a 4, and this was a 15. It says it is 256, right? So it is a negative 4 plus and minus radical 256 divided by 8. But notice that the square root of 256 is actually a perfect number, 16. So this does simplify a little bit further to negative 4 plus 16 divided by 8. That simplifies into 3 over 2. The other one is negative 4 minus 16 divided by 8 equals to negative 5 over 2. Okay, so there you go. Remember to always try to simplify what's inside that radical. The other problems, you couldn't. Here, you could. Okay? And if you need help with the fraction part, you just plug it into the calculator. Right? And then the last one, let's take a look here. 4x squared plus 17x plus 15 equals 2x. This is the first one that is not equaling a 0. So to get rid of that equal to x, we subtract x to both sides, leaving you with a 4x squared plus 16x plus 15, right? Because 17x minus x is 16x. A is 4, B is 16, C is 15. You plug this into the quadratic formula. X is equal to negative 16. Plus and minus the square root of 16 squared minus 4 times 15 divided by 2 over 4. Okay, let's see what goes inside the radical here. That was a 16 here. And this was a 4. And this was a positive 15. All right, and that looks like it is 16 inside the radical. So it's negative 4. Oh, sorry, negative 16. All right, this was negative 16. So let me fix this. Let's see if I can fix this. All right. Okay, let me see. This was a negative 16. And this was an 8. That's correct, okay? Now, this does simplify because if you take the square root of 16, it becomes the number 4. So this becomes a 4. This becomes a 4, okay? And it also becomes a minus 4 right here, all right? Okay, so negative 4 plus 4 divided by 8 in the calculator is just 0. And negative 4 minus 4 over 8 in the calculator is negative 1, okay? So there you go. There's always two solutions, and make sure you can try to simplify the square root. So the third and the question C and question D are both considered to be rational solutions because you have an actual whole number. A and B were irrational.